Hi everybody, I'm Len Fridman. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wellness Living. Welcome to another edition of the CEO Tour. Today, we're in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's my hometown. Yes, we are back with another episode of the CEO Tour. And look what we got here. Stay Gold. This place is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna be meeting with Joel. He's the owner. Let's go inside. Let's hear Joel's story. Let's take a class. We're gonna be doing all of that today. Let's go inside and check it out. I got Joel here. Joel founded Stay Gold back in 2017. And I just can't wait to hear Joel's story because I know it's going to be something special. Anytime you have a passionate fitness business owner, there's a story behind it. So Joel, tell me that story and tell the audience that story.
I don't know how complicated it is or how interesting it is, but I was at a gym. I'd been there for quite a long time. I'd been there, same gym for about 12 years. And I started realizing that I was, wasn't quite satisfying like everything I needed. Also, I was looking at the fitness space in general, sort of looking around at different gyms, and I realized that there was gaps in what was being captured, the kinds of people that were being encouraged into the fitness space, the way that things were marketed to people or the certain groups they were being marketed to. And then even as a sort of a higher performance athlete, which I was at the time, spaces and space in general just wasn't available. So we sort of developed this idea where we were going to basically pick up all the fringe people, the people that were kind of on the outside or just on the cusp of whatever space they were in or whatever kind of methodology they were following, or even people that were completely outside of it and weren't being addressed at all, and just sort of gather those people up and create like an outsider fitness facility, which is kind of like the where Stay Gold came from. If you know the Robert Frost poem or the book, the Outsiders, it's kind of like comes from that. So the Outsiders ended up being Stay Gold, and then the meaning behind that whole thing just really aligned with our values and sort of like trying to be your best self kind of forever. That can change what that is, but in time, there's always a version of yourself that you can strive to be, and that's kind of the space we wanted to be.
Wow. And so the first time you stepped foot in the gym, why did you make that first step? What was it?
Personally, me, yeah. I was a competitive athlete my whole life. I was a pole vaulter, a soccer player, a discus thrower. For many, many years, all these different things. But I ended up going to art school and becoming an artist, but I was always a competitive athlete. It was kind of like lived in these two very different worlds where, athlete, artist, kind of like they don't really cross over that much. So I've always felt like I wasn't really, always felt like I was on the outside personally in fitness spaces, even though I was like good at doing physical things. Pushing myself, reaching for something, trying to like strive, trying to be the best version of myself that I could be, I certainly was competitive, but it wasn't like, not to the point of being maybe a jerk about it. It was more just competitive with myself, and creating a space that allowed people to express themselves, even if they didn't feel like they were traditional fitness people or people that belonged in a fitness space or an environment or a gym. I identified with those people, and so I wanted to create a space like that. But for me, it was like I just always pushing myself to the point of breaking, which is now where being a 40-something-year-old, I gotta maybe pull things back a bit, and now I'm aiming for what do I want to do when I'm 80, as opposed to what do I want to do right now, like the best or the most or anything like that.
That's amazing. I love that theme of just trying to be the best version of yourself and always improving. And I guess that's a theme that's really prevalent here, right?
That's right, yeah. We do a lot of different things that try to encourage groups that maybe aren't traditionally encouraged to be in the fitness space. So here we have a program called BU, which is trans women, non-binary, gender non-conforming, exclusive time for those communities to come into our space and use our space for free. It's a guided session that we have those on Sundays, and then we just added another one of those, which is open to all queer identifying, and that's on Tuesday nights. But we're just trying to bring in people that maybe don't feel like there's a safe space for them, or maybe feel as welcome into some other spaces, and really try to make sure that they feel like they're welcome here. And I kind of like, even though I wasn't of those communities, I felt like those communities were the closest thing that I could really identify with in fitness and being a little bit on the outside myself.
Right. And those typical communities are really been underserved, right, by sort of the big box gyms and those sort of spaces.
There certainly are, and it's not. I wouldn't say that people are aggressively, pushing groups away. I think just that they're not, doing as much as they can to encourage those groups to be welcome and feel welcome in spaces that are for fitness. So we end up like collecting all kinds of people, and I wouldn't say that we're necessarily a queer gym or anything like that, but we are a gym that picks up all the people that just are on the edge of those other spaces, and so you'll find a very eclectic mix of people here. A lot of creatives, a lot of people doing really interesting things in media. Obviously, we're in downtown Toronto, so we got a lot of that. Just interesting people doing interesting things, maybe wearing interesting attire while working out, things like that. But it's like a really fun, cool space, and you come into the space and people are just doing their own thing, laughing, high-fiving each other, all that kind of stuff. But they met here. Like, it's not like they met somewhere else and came in. Like they made that connection with those other people that they're having this good time with in our space. Like we've had people meet, start dating, get married, move away. I mean, I wish they didn't move away, but it's like that's the kind of space that we wanted to really like heartfelt space where people really feel like they can make connections with people.
Awesome. That's like a common bond where everyone's here to really improve themselves, to kind of relish in that whole experience of fitness and health, that leading that healthy lifestyle, and a really strong bond forms, I think, when you build that community.
Yeah, we're all going through the struggles of fitness, but life together. So having some camaraderie in that struggle can really help. It's also like you have someone else in the space with you, whether they're doing the same workout as you or not. But when they're doing something and they're working really hard, it's contagious. So you're like, oh, they're working hard, I'm gonna work hard. Yeah. And we tend to sort of attract people that are on the, I wouldn't say on the extreme side, but like a little bit more motivated than maybe some other spaces. Like we're not going to pick up the weights and for you and put them on the bar. So you can pick up your own weights, that kind of thing. We're in it together, and that's a big part. Like our motto, which is people first, athletes second. So we treat people as individuals, as who they are as people, and we curate the experience for them personally, because everyone's kind of after a different thing. And then we figure out how that connects to health and fitness and wellness. Yeah,
amazing. And just mental health is such an important aspect of fitness as well, how it helps promote mental health. Maybe talk us through some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the community, like the community vibe, it's like we're a community-centered, community-focused space. So having people, having those conversations, encouraging people to have conversations, like difficult conversations sometimes, but really just like talking in general, and just having, certainly after COVID lockdown, encouraging people to come in and train and not put their headphones in and actually talk to people that are next to them. It's amazing what, you start walking into a space and there's just conversations happening all over the place, and it's like everybody keep it down a little bit. I'm trying to focus, but no, it's actually a really great thing to see. Like everyone's just like having such a great time. But the other part of it is that mental health, that social interaction, the community feeling like you're not alone, feeling like you're connected with other people. But of course, like getting the dopamine flowing and like all that juices flowing in your body, getting your body moving, all the endorphins that come along with that. That's a huge part of it. We have our sauna and ice bath program, the contrast therapy. So that's a big part. Certainly physical recovery. So you're gonna flush that lactic acid out of your system. You're gonna cause your body to get a little more circulation, heal those injuries. But the part that I think that is more significant than physical healing is stress and anxiety relief that you get from contrast therapy. So we're very much into alternative forms of whether it's therapy or medicine or whatever
awesome.
it is.
Yeah, personally, I've been trying to do the cold showers every morning, and I just find it's like one of those things, like do the toughest thing you can, like sort of torture yourself for a little bit in the morning, and it's kind of worth it because it sets your whole day up.
Absolutely, yeah. The morning part is the struggle. It's like, like the cold, the ice, jumping into some ice in the middle of the morning, or even a shower. It's like having the option whether to go in to put your head in the shower or not. That's like, I found that's a struggle for me. But when it's a bath and you just like get right in, and it's just like, that shock that just like goes all the way through your body, you can't avoid it. It's just like you're fully immersed. I find that like
I've never tried
helps.
that yet, but I will one day try that. I got to work up to that a little bit. I'm going to keep doing the cold showers, and then get that I guess that confidence that I can do it without like just making a lot of noise and screaming and jumping out of there.
Oh, people scream. People are yelling all the time. But it also helps knowing that there's a sauna right next door to your cold bath. It's like really helps you. You're a little more willing to get into the cold knowing that there's something really hot right next door.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about the class that I'm about to take part in about a few minutes here. So tell me about what I'm in for.
We have a lot of different programs here. So we do, HIIT, we do Olympic lifting, we do mobility, strength and mobility. Today we're doing a program that we designed with or is designed for us by Marcus Philly and the Functional Bodybuilding Program. They're based in California, but what it is working with submax load. So really trying to prevent injury, trying to get really strong in all kinds of different ways. So instead of just like linear movements, like straight up and down squatting or straight forward and back pressing, we're going to be doing some asymmetrical moves. So lots of like sort of top racks and then bottom racks, like leg forward and back, trying to get energy to flow through your body in different ways, crossing your body, shearing that energy, causing you to balance in different ways. Tempo, so going 3 seconds down, hold, explode up, different speeds, but really all this is to prepare you to better function in everyday life. So I don't know if like a bench press will make you look good, looks like you go to the gym, which is great, and like totally thumbs up to bench press is all good. But I wouldn't say that bench press is going to help you lift that heavy box up and over your head and onto that shelf. So we are going to actually develop strength that is going to allow you to push, pull, twist, lift, throw, all those things combined.
Amazing. Okay, I'm really looking forward to it. And tell me about some of the most popular class. What's that right now? Is that the class you just?
That's the class we're doing right now. It's called Gold Standard, and it is it's our strength program. So today we're doing lower body. Tomorrow is upper body. We do it 5 different days a week, and we do in the mornings and the evenings. So there's a 6:30 a.m. class where we do the Gold Standard, then we do the same program later. That program we also offer to our open gym clients because we have a full facility next door, which is not class-based. It is come in, do what you want, whenever you want to do it. You sign up for a time slot, you come in and you do your thing, however you want to do it. You can do your own programming, you can have your remote coach, you can do it however you want, make your own program. But we also provide the program that we do in our Gold Standard program. Our strength programming is available to you to go and do on your own in our other space as well.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, so I'm going to get ready because class is just about to start. Joel, this was awesome. I love the story. I'm really looking forward to this class because it sounds absolutely amazing. And I need to work on my legs. Come on, you guys know, right? I got to work the legs. So, yeah.
Mondays and Thursdays, if you come, it's leg day. You can't skip it.
Joel, I gotta say, that was a workout, man. That was crazy. Thanks so much for that.
No worries.
That was phenomenal.
Of course.
I mean, we were doing, it's all like functional stuff with weights. You know, you guys saw the video. I even got to ring the bell because it was my first workout. I mean, I was just dripping. There was sweat. I was kind of making a mess of a place a little bit, but you know, it was so much fun, and I got to do more stuff like this because this stuff is like, I feel a lot better than what I did coming in here. Coming in here, I was like all stiff. My knees were a bit like hurting a little bit. You know, I had a leg workout the other day, and I'm doing the conventional stuff like, you know, leg press and that kind of stuff. But this is like really functional, and it kind of gets the blood flowing and into your ligaments, into your tendons, into the muscle, and it just feels great.
Yeah, it's progressive. You start someplace and you start doing a lot of different sort of accessory movements, then you start adding some weight to it. You start doing like pushing yourself past a little limits. You go 2 pounds over what you think you're gonna do, and you start feeling it pretty serious in your hamstrings and all that. But yeah, the methodology is to make you bulletproof. You know, so that you handle anything, whether it's in the gym or out on the street. You're gonna be able to like either perform that function or not get hurt doing it, and that's kind of like the goal. Don't get injured, keep training, stay healthy, and do that forever, you know?
That's awesome, that's awesome. And you see, I'm wearing the gear, see that? Stay Gold. I mean, this is awesome place you built here, and you know, the community is amazing, the workout was amazing, the facility's amazing, and you know, I had a blast here, so thank you
Thanks for coming.
for hosting this, and yeah, this has been awesome. Everyone out there, if you're in Toronto and you want a killer workout that won't kill you, but will make you stronger, better, faster, healthier, happier, this is the place to go. Stay Gold, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Joel, I see that you don't have a front desk, which is really unusual, but you made it work because you're using the apps, right?
Yeah, we're using the apps. We have a white label version of the the Wellness Living app, and our clients are like love it. They think it's super impressive that we have our own app, and it's like don't tell them that it's not our own app. It is. I mean, obviously it is, but it isn't. But they love it. It's like super simple to use. You go into the app and you book your time, you book your class, and you show up for the class, and then you already show up for the time in the open gym when you booked, and you put your door code into the system and the door opens, and then you come in and do your thing. It's like it's really like we're trying to make this as automated as possible without being so automated that it's that there is not that personal touch. So there's always people around doing different things, staff, trainers, that kind of stuff, but we don't have a front desk. A lot of times it's just, you're just coming in to do your own thing, and we don't want any barriers in the way between you and training. For sure.
And and there's also cost savings too, having that front desk operator, it costs money rather than, okay, put it in the instructors, put it in the facility, put it in all the other stuff.
There's a big part of switching to Wellness Living was the functionality of we have many different areas. We do one-on-one personal training. So we have trainers that are booking personally with clients in our space. We have open gym. So you're coming in and you're booking for 1 hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long you want to be staying, and you're booking every day for that chunk of time. We have therapists. So you come in, you're booking with an athletic therapist. We have events where we are doing like large format classes or special events or group sort of like maybe it's a company that wants to do a team building event. We do things like that, and then we have our small group personal training. So we're doing so many different things within Wellness Living, and honestly, there's no other app that could handle all the different formats that we're trying to jam into one piece of software and one experience and have it be seamless. And so what's great is like we don't really train our clients that much. The clients just tune in, they get our app, and they come in, they log in, and then you have 4 or 5 options. You say, I want to go to open gym. I want to stay for an hour and a half. When do you want to come? This time. That's it. You're done.
Wow, that's awesome. And on the staff end too, so you're using the staff to collect payments and doing all of that stuff and you could do this full mobile, right? It's a mobile experience.
Right.
You're not being tied to a desktop or anything like that, or a laptop or anything like that. You got it all on your phone. You can take payments. You can enter credit card information.
That's right.
Reoccurring billing. All of that happens in the background.
Yeah, it's a lot of a little bit of pre-production, like making sure you have everything set up in the software. But like software is, I mean, it's incredibly functional. There's a lot of options. You have to make sure you get the right options, obviously clicked. But once you do, it's like it's foolproof, as in it just goes. So we have sales staff, we have trainers, we have like management people, and we have just other support people, and they all use the app to varying degrees and different capacities, and none of them are really, like ever hit a hiccup. Like once you get it programmed, once you get it refined and like set, it's good to go, and it just works.
That's awesome. So do you have any other experience with other software providers, and how did you land on Wellness Living?
Well, honestly, we came to Wellness Living a few years ago, and for what we were doing, it wasn't quite there yet. It wasn't quite there for what we needed at that time. And we were using, I almost don't want to name names, but because they're doing a good job. They're trying their best, but they weren't where they needed to be either. So we last year we looked back into Wellness Living, realized there was a ton of progress made on it. You added like so much more functionality. All of a sudden it was like, yes, we can do everything we want to do and more. And if we're going to grow and we're going to become this other gym with more offerings, it's all there too. So we had a lot of positivity looking into it, understanding there's a future with Wellness Living. It's not just like providing a service for what we had right now, and it's all in one software. I mean, what we were doing before, we were using 2 or 3 pieces of software to accomplish all the different goals we had, and it's like, there's many different problems with that. One thing, it's like just clunky and hard to get these softwares to work with each other. The other thing is how much it costs. So we were paying 3 different software fees for every month, and then we switched to Wellness Living. We halved our software bill plus added functionality. It's like kind of a no-brainer.
That's awesome. I love that. That's really what we set out to do, is really give you that all-in-one solution. One login gets you access to all these tools and a really, really affordable price point. So I'm loving that you're using a lot of the. We built so much. And it's really to the benefit of business owners. That's what we really set out.
As a small business owner, it's the trickiest thing is to try to figure out how to do this stuff yourself. Because I have a passion for fitness, and I do some graphic design personally, but I'm not like a software engineer, and I'm not. I can be doing all these different things, but it's like really I want to provide a service to my clients, and I want to have Stay Gold exist, and I want people to enjoy it. And as few barriers as I can have in my way to accomplish that goal, the better. And that's where sort of Wellness Living came in and just showed me that it's like, oh, you can do this, and you don't need to know how it works. It just works.
Cool. And one of the biggest obstacles that business owners fear is really the fear of change and the fear of moving data over and getting your client data, your credit card data from another provider over to us. Tell us how that process went for you.
Yeah, well, one of the best things, and honestly, like the thing that sets Wellness Living apart, aside from just like the functionality of the software, is support. So you can call, you can email, you can go online in the forums, you can like check all the data's there, you can flag things, you can like, and there's constantly new developments and things happening and things growing and changing. So you're not stagnant as a software. We've worked with some softwares and we've suggested changes, and then they're like, yeah, thanks, and then nothing happens. And so the support was certainly on the front end to be able to like migrate all of our information over, and then the support was to design or refine the software to work the way we needed it to work, and then everything along the way, as where it's like, okay, we want to do this thing, we want to do this thing that's slightly different than anyone else is providing. And it's like, well, somehow, for some reason, Wellness Living has so many different options within it that we haven't hit like a hard no yet. It's all just like, yes, we just got to figure out how. And it's like, so that's refreshing to kind of come into a piece of software that, softwares can be pretty rigid sometimes, and to never hear no. Like it's always like, yes, we're going to figure it out with you,
Yeah, that's amazing. That's one of the things that we try to make the software as flexible as possible, because we have thousands and thousands of businesses that operate in their distinct way, and we have to address, all of their needs. So we had to kind of think about how best to do that. It's really building in that flexibility, that customization in the software that really kind of sets it apart. And Yeah, I mean, I forgot how much I love the CEO tours because, we spend so much time in the office dealing with, like CEO stuff and company stuff and business stuff, but this interpersonal sort of relationship that we have with the customer is super important to me. That's why, I just absolutely love doing these CEOs, hearing how you're using the software and areas that we can improve upon too. So. Really, again, super appreciative.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And that personal connection goes a long way with us too. We don't feel like we're alone trying to accomplish all the goals we have. We have a partner in it, and that's Wellness Living.
Awesome. One other thing, like the Stanwood Studios.
Yes.
You were part of that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So talk us about that.
Stanwood Studios. I mean, what was funny is we sort of, there was a grant program called Stanwood Studios, and I wrote generally our story, and I thought our story was pretty good. I mean, not that I'm not being creative. I'm just saying, I think we are doing something special, and at least personally, that's what I think. And through kind of the COVID shutdowns, I personally had a lot of sort of PTSD from just going all in, starting things up, and then getting shut down, and starting things up and getting shut down. And that happened 5 times for us. We rented all our gear out. We were just trying to just scrape and buy, just getting $100 here, $100 there to try to survive. And we survived for 2 years. I had my own personal gym for 2 years, just I would go in there, and it was the saddest thing in the world. Is everybody dreams of having their own gym. It's yeah, well, you don't want it to be your own gym when you're working at this scale, and when your goals are to bring a community together. So, but then so we told our story to Wellness Living and to the Stanwood Studios program, and I forgot about it, honestly. It was months later, and what was kind of amazing and really impressive to me is I got a call one night, and I was kind of I was actually that night when I came, when that call came, I was pretty down. I don't know if we should be doing this. I'm working so hard, I'm burnt out, all that kind of stuff. And I got this call saying, you won. We believe in you. We think your story is special. And the fact we didn't call you earlier because we thought your story was even more special, that it deserved, this sort of a little bit, whatever that higher level of the Stanwood Studio grant that provided. And so that kind of I got off the phone, and I was oh my God, I talked to my wife, and I'm just totally revitalized, reinvested. Felt like somebody was, actually aware of us and knew that we were doing something special. They want to support us. They wanted to try to help us lift us out. And honestly, that went a long way. We were able to use some of that money to look into some new marketing initiatives, some things that we could just never, you always know that you should be advertising online and doing digital things, but when you don't have any money, spending, $500 in order to maybe make $500 later or $1,000 later, it's that risk is it's tough to make. So when you get somebody giving you a grant in order to support you, and then you have the emotional support of just having somebody believe in you, it's you start going into that, and you're investigating these other avenues, and then what it's turned out to be is that gave us that big jump, and then all of a sudden we're hitting best numbers we've ever had.
That's amazing. I love that, and we really do believe in you, and I'm just glad that it was that spark of motivation, because I know every business owner out there sometimes needs that, where sometimes you do have that low, right, where you just feel a little hopeless in your life, thinking, can I do this? But then you have someone that really believes in you and what you're doing, passionate about you, and wants to help you to succeed. That gives you that extra motivation to keep going and keep pushing, and and once you get past that barrier, there's no end in sight. So I'm super happy that we were able to do that, and the Stanwood Studios grant program is opening up again real soon. So make sure that all you guys out there that have business in the fitness space, in the wellness space, that you definitely sign up for that for the next round of the Stanwood Studios grant program. It's super exciting. We get to help business owners, just like Joel here, really live out their dream. That's what this is all about, really. We're all here to live out our dream and do the stuff and the stuff that we're doing is absolutely incredible. The stuff that you're doing, helping people, getting them healthy, getting them fit, building a community. I mean, there's nothing better in this world, right?
No, it's like, I mean, bringing people together, and it's like you get that, like that fuel of just seeing people doing things that they never thought they could do before. And I mean, I'm doing that every day just by like owning this space and building it up. But like, you know, like we all know, like you facilitate that, I facilitate that, but they're the ones doing it. And you see them like getting that, like, you know, high-fiving after the workout that they thought was really hard, or suddenly you see them walk in the space, and it's like, and I saw them walk in the space 3 months ago, and they're walking differently, you know, like carrying their weight differently, you know, shoulders back a little bit. I mean, certainly, hopefully more proud, but also just like they're carrying their body differently because of the work that they're doing, the work that you're helping them do, and obviously the software is helping them do that too. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. 2023, the CEO Tour is in full effect right now. I mean, I just had a blast here at Stay Gold. I got another CEO Tour coming up, so I want to make sure that you guys like and subscribe this video so you see all the updates. I mean, this is just so much fun. This has been a dream of mine to be doing these things. You know, COVID kind of sidetracked all that, but now it's over and I get to travel and I get to go to different cities, visiting with amazing, amazing business owners all across North America. I couldn't be more excited. Thank you all for being part of the Wellness Living family here. Like and subscribe this video. If you're not already a customer, what I want you to do right now is go to www.wellnessliving.com, hit request a demo. That's all it takes. See what this is all about. I mean, we're revolutionizing the industry here. This is just absolutely incredible. We want you to be part of that. So make sure that you like and subscribe this video and book a demo if you're not a customer. And if you are a customer, put your comments down below. I want to do a visit. I want to visit you. So make sure you holler out there. I answer every single comment in the YouTube channel. So make sure that you do that. Guys, thank you all for being part of the Wellness Living family. Till next time, everybody.